When she was 3 days old, they heard a heart murmur, and they found out she had truncus arteriosus. That kind of guided them that she could possibly have 22q. I was crying, I was devastated because I didn't know what to expect.
When we got the diagnosis of 22q is when we then met with a lot of different specialists related to the 22q.
Every aspect of 22q is treatable. The medical conditions are treatable, the cognitive deficits and learning challenges are treatable, and the behavioral differences are treatable.
With Riley, when she was born, she had zero motility in her esophagus. She had surgeries from having a trach to a feeding tube, a G-tube. Those were two major procedures to keep her safe. Early interventions are a huge key reason why she is thriving so much today, 7 years later, after going through everything she did the day she was born.
Vienna received occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech, and those continued at school. Speech continued, the therapies continued. As she got older, some went away and others continued as resource. So she got help in math and reading, which has been a huge help with her learning and keeping up with her grade.
It's been a challenge to navigate all the appointments with the specialists and also all of his multiple therapies every week. Some moments are harder than others, but it's been good. We have a lot of support from our family, from our church, from our friends.
My name is Daria, and my brother has 22q. 22q is when you're missing a tiny piece on your 22nd chromosome.
I found out that I had 22q when I was 7 years old. You don't need to feel bad about it because other kids and I have it, so it means you're different, and being different is cool.
My son's diagnosis actually evolved over an odyssey that included 27 specialists and 5 years. There were very subtle things going on over time that when you look back, you could say, oh, maybe somebody should have thought of this.
This is a condition that's as common as Down syndrome, and no one's ever heard of it. The 22q11.2 deletion occurs because of the structure of the chromosome. It's nothing that the parents did or didn't do that made it happen. Your child is no different at this moment than before you had the diagnosis of 22q.
I'm Jasmine and I have 22q.
A lot of times we think that another person needs us, but I've learned that I needed Jasmine, and I needed this experience to make me a better person. I needed to be strengthened in the area of patience, and I have been strengthened in the area of patience and understanding, and I've watched Jasmine grow, but it didn't happen overnight.
And she's a good mother because she takes care of me a lot, and I love her.
I think she loves you too.
She does. She always say that every day.
As parents, we are continually encouraged by Bailey's inspiration and her ability to try new things. She is capable and willing to do anything she puts her heart to. If I could go back and tell myself, I would go back and say it's all going to be okay. You're going to have a happy little girl. She enjoys life.
As time goes on, it's gotten easier. And as time goes on, it gets more complicated too. There are different challenges when they're younger and there are different challenges when they're older. Once you get through the medical issues, then you can start to deal with some of the educational issues and the social issues. And we've done everything that we possibly can to make him as good as he can possibly be, so to speak, to allow him to grow and mature and to reach any potential he has, which he's got some amazing gifts.
Having 22q is for sure challenging, and I feel that in every challenge I've had, I've always grown up more and I've become stronger emotionally and physically, and I've worked really hard to get to a place in my life, even with the syndrome, a place where I can, be happy and appreciate my uniqueness. I'm Tessa, I have 22q, and I'm a fashion entrepreneur.
I'm a mom, and my son has 22q.
My child has 22q.
I'm a father of a child with 22q.
I am a mother of a child with 22q.
Velo-Cardio Facial syndrome. That's now on St. Vaughn's Sports Mental Health. Dictation syndrome, Svitsin syndrome, cardiofacial syndrome, DiGeorge syndrome, Troll functional abnormal syndrome. What is Velo-Cardio Facial syndrome? Velo-Cardio Facial syndrome means that heart and faces and relates to face. Velo-Cardio Facial syndrome is the number of common, including cleft, palate, abnormalities in a characteristic looking face, many other things. While it exactly is unknown by a child, many child have VCFS portioned chromosome. Some families have 10 to 15% of condition may be inherited. Mostly occurs a sporadic mutation without coming from either parents. A wide variety of symptoms related to cardiovascular syndrome, and not many occur in a single child. Some of them include long face, upper jaw, which causes my girlfriend problems with the upper jaw, lower sets of ears, down starting mouth, cleft palate,
rheumatoid,
arthritis, heart immune syndrome, system and nerve system, antibodies, feeding difficulties, hearing loss, development delays with learning and behavioral problems. What is V-cardial facial syndrome? Depending on the system, includes a number of therapists, individuals, and helping parents with disorders live most fulfilling lives possible. Do various treatments to help you guide so that you could child and achieve his or her maximum potential. One thing I can see when my girlfriend walks, or just any day, she can get tired or more easily. I think that something has to do with V-cardial facial syndrome. Thursday night football and score. Now on to football. Kansas State will play Kansas. That game matches up at 6. Could be on to the third string quarterback for Kansas, which would be Cole Ballard, who got to start last week. Will Howard will be for the Cats, of course. Avery Johnson will be the backup and could do some running plays for the Cats. Players to watch out for: Devin Neal at the running back position, who has 155 carries and 965 yards. And DJ Guidance, also a player to watch out for the Cats. Game time is at 6. Missouri will play Florida. Missouri is favored by 11. Player to watch out for: Brady Cook has 17 touchdowns and 6 picks. Graham Martinez has 18 touchdowns and 2 picks. You look at Travis Etienne Jr., Cody Schrader, who had an outstanding week last week, out over 300 yards. Ricky Porcello is also a player to watch out here for. He has 876. Luther Burden, number one of the best receivers in the game, has 68 catches and 184 yards and 8 touchdowns. Missouri and Florida kickoff is at 6:30. 8-2 Missouri, 5-5 Florida. In Thursday night football, it wasn't even close to being a game. But we're wide open as the Ravens win 34-20. The Bengals got a touchdown at the end, so it really was 34-13. In NCAA basketball, Missouri was at one time down 20. They come all the way back to win their game. And on the final play, as we said, Sean East, who finished with 9, made an amazing final play. He was only 4 for 12 in the field, but the fourth one was the most important one. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.